Hello, I'm Pushkar and I'm a master teacher in chemistry at Vedantu and I'm discussing KVPY 2019 essay, part 1, chemistry paper. Here is a question which belongs to the atomic structure and that too cathode, that means discharge tube experiment. Among the following, the correct statement about the cathode ray discharge tube is: first is the electrical discharge can only be observed at high pressure and low voltages. Of course, that's correct. In the absence of external electrical or magnetic field, cathode ray travels in straight line. Of course, in absence of external electrical and magnetic field, cathode ray travels in straight line. Of course, that's also correct. The characteristic of cathode ray depends upon the material of electrodes. No, that's not correct. Sorry. The characteristic of cathode ray depends on the gas present in the cathode ray tube. That's also not present, not the case. And the electrical discharge can only be observed at high pressure. No, I think I'm sorry. A option is incorrect. So let us see why only B option is correct and why A option is not correct. So suppose we have a discharge tube, which is a long tube, very hard tube made up of glass, having two electrodes, and in these on these two electrodes we apply very high potential difference, of order of say 10,000 volts that we apply, and we keep the pressure very low, pressure very low. So this is positively charged, this is negatively charged, and so what happens that if the gases are there and due to some frictional effect or due to some here and there effects, if one of the atom is ionized and it has produced one electron, so what is going to happen? Suppose an atom is A, which is dissociating into A plus electron. So this electron which is produced will be then accelerated by this very large potential difference. As you know, that then it will start gaining the kinetic energy because the very strong voltage will create very strong electric field. And we know that in these situations that V by D is equals to E. That means electric field strength is directly proportional to the voltage and the distance between these two electrodes. So electric field will be very large, and so the force acting on this electron will be very large. Due to this electric field or very large voltage difference, the electron will be accelerated. Now the problem is, if you have lot of gases present in there, the electron will very soon collide with some other atom. And when electron collides with some other atom and it do not have a very sufficient amount of energy, then of course it will impart some energy to this one, and the situation will be the electron with lesser energy. Okay, let's say the energy of electron will be with some lesser energy, and in this process the atom will be excited and then it will lose certain amount of light. That's it. That's all which will happen. But then electrons will be interrupted time and again, and it could not move like a steady stream of particle if the pressure is very high. So if pressure is very high, what we expect? We expect that there will be no steady stream of particle which is coming from one side to the other side. In fact, this steady stream of particles should pass from cathode towards anode, and they create the cathode rays. Okay, they should come out like this. So in other words, summary is this, that the mean free path of electron, let's call it mean free path of electrons, will be less. And so electron will not be able to acquire great velocities. So if electron is not able to acquire great velocities, it is not able to hit and ionize some other atoms. So you could not have plenty of electrons in this vessel. That is why at high pressures you could not observe this phenomena. So when you decrease the pressure, what happens? When you decrease the pressure, then the average distance traveled by electron increases. Electron can move to a larger distance between two collisions. The result is that they will acquire large velocities, because then electron will acquire velocity equal to what? EV, half mv square. Their kinetic energies will start becoming larger and larger. So they will be able to eject some electrons from atoms by their hit. By this hit, electron can be able to eject one electron from an atom. So one electron will then give rise to what? Two electrons. Two electrons then can give rise to four electrons, something like this. So this chain effect will take place, and we have then plenty of electrons, plenty of ionization will take place, and then only they will move from anode towards, sorry, from cathode towards anode in steady stream of particles, and so you will observe the cathode ray phenomena. That's called cathode ray. So this question belongs to very simple understanding of the cathode ray, scientific question I would say. Okay. So first option is ruled out. Electrical discharge can only be observed at high pressure and low voltages. No, it's supposed. It is low pressure and high voltages. Low pressure and high voltages where you can observe this. And in absence of external electrical magnetic field, of course, cathode rays are the charged particles, so they are deflected in electrical and magnetic field. You very well know this. So in absence of this, they'll move in the straight line. So that shows that they are particles, and the characteristics of cathode ray depend upon the material of electrode. They do not depend on the electrodes. Whatever material you take of the electrodes, so you will always observe cathode rays. Their E by M will never change. The mass of the cathode ray particles will never change. So this is also wrong. Okay. So very interesting question, and I hope that you understand the process of discharge rate tube experiment. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for discussions of other such questions, detailed discussions of some other such questions.